today, protein foods brand SuperYou, co-founded by Ranveer Singh and Nikunj Biyani, has now forayed into the 25,000 crore rupee chips and savouries market with the launch of a range of high-protein chips. Shilpa Ranipeta, my colleague, she caught up with Nikunj Biyani to talk about this latest foray and how the company is aiming to capture the fast-growing high-protein snacking space in India. Take a look.
In the snacking space, India loves its snacking. But there aren't so many better for you options, and our endeavor is to create multiple better for you options with the biggest snacking categories with protein at the core of it, right? But most chips in the market are fairly unhealthy, and hence we thought we should create something that would be savory, extremely healthy for you to eat, much better than everything else in the market, all chips, and also has a good amount of protein.
Have these already been launched? What's the rollout plan like for these products, and how have you gone about in terms of the pricing strategy?
Yeah, so in terms of is it live, we go live on the 20th. In terms of the price points and what the product composition is, so it's a 40-gram packet of chips priced at 50 rupees, delivering 10 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber. It's baked. It's just about 165 calories. It's potentially the only chip in the market that has no added sugar. I didn't know that so many chips, which are masaledar and savory, actually have sugar in them as well. But ours is the only one that doesn't have sugar. There's no palm oil. Obviously, for chips, they're going to be heavy on quick commerce and on modern trade and general trade. Modern trade, we're going to be there in Reliance, 7-Eleven, relay stores, vending machines like Vendyman and Dalchini, and then a lot of general trade stores as well. So the plan is to get to about 10,000 stores in the near future with chips.
So the last time we spoke was for the launch of your first product, which was the protein wafer bar. How's the early response for that been? And you had also spoken about, launching more variants for that and also a higher protein variant. How far have those plans come?
So, we launched end November. So we've been in market properly for 5.5 months right now. And touch wood, the customer response has been much better than anticipated. In terms of numbers, we've been growing very, very rapidly. I think amongst the fastest growing consumer good brands in the country. We sold more than 10 lakh wafer bars last month itself. And this month we'll sell more than 12.5 lakh units wafer bars itself. So that's the scale that we've got into currently. And then obviously we have big, if not bigger, ambitions with the chips as well. Anything with high protein, we have a sub-brand in mind that we're going to create. But I think within the next 3 to 4 months, you'll see that as well.
So you had protein wafer bars, now you've launched chips. What are the other categories that you're looking at that you potentially might enter going forward?
So in the snacking universe, pretty much everything, right? But we want to do this slowly. We're not in a rush. The largest category is within snacking. So when you look at biscuits is a 50,000 crore market. We're very, very keen on doing something within that space as well. You look at namkeens, that's a 40,000 crore market. We've not done any development there, but that's potentially on the cards as well. And then when you look at chips and savouries, that's a 25,000 crore market. Beyond this, there's a natural transition that will happen into other categories beyond snacking. So let's say breakfast and so on and so forth. But all of that is a little bit too soon. We have it in our pipelines, but a long way to go before we get into every category.
Right, Nikunj, I'm trying to understand, say by the end of this fiscal and also a couple of years down the line, how do you see SuperYou as a company in terms of the size also, whether we're talking about sales or revenue? What are the kind of targets that you have in mind?
So, we're not, to be very honest with you, we're not chasing top line. We are very committed to just focus on the few products that we're doing and do them really, really right. In terms of top line, our ambitions are sort of infinite in a sense, but we're not chasing that. We want to build a very strong, sustainable business, be CM3 positive, and then eventually EBITDA positive as well. And right now, the focus is only on that.
Nikunj, chips also is a competitive space. There are a lot of other players also that are launching in this space with high protein variants. So how do you see the competitive landscape and how is SuperYou different?
Yeah, so you're right. It is a very, very competitive space. Given that the market is so big, I feel that there's space for everyone, right? It's not a zero-sum game in a sense. I think this whole idea of Protein snacking is a big trend, which we're going to capitalize on. And I think the second thing is just better for you, right? I think a lot of consumers eat chips today, but there's a lot of guilt associated with it. So it becomes a cheat snack, or it becomes something that you eat once in a while, versus the way we've imagined our product is to say that it's probably better than a lot of protein bars in terms of its macros, but it tastes delicious. It gives you the taste of a chip. So it satisfies those cravings as well. So I think product is going to be our strongest differentiator. And obviously a lot of the stuff that we do with our marketing, right? How we market the product, how do we create excitement with consumers for it? What do we do with flavors and so on and so forth.
And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. From Ritu and me, goodbye and many thanks for watching.